So, Adventure 95 says that there is actually a cosmic horror short manga. Is that how you pronounce it? Manga? Hmm. Based on a planet that comes to eat Earth called the Hellstar Remina. Yeah, right? Hmm. That's typical cosmic horror, right? Isn't that it? Hmm. Colgate Tab says it was Inspirobot quote a while back. Yeah, we were talking about Fresh Blood, or just as I don't remember the quote. My memory's terrible. Adventure 95 says it's not for the faint of heart. Oh man, that's a good selling point. Like, I like. No spoilers, please. I haven't seen the last season yet. I don't know why I haven't. But I really liked Attack on Titan, for example. I don't know if that's comparable. But I did like that. Still close, eh? Hmm. So, what did we do yesterday? Oh yeah, we got electrocuted over and over again. And we learned that Greg and Angus is gonna move. Yeah, they're moving out. Alright, how important is it to climb up here and check it out every day? Will stuff happen up here, or am I just fine by not climbing up? I kind of feel like I don't want to miss anything, but I'm also not like 100%ing. She's just making a short quote about the... Oh, it helps us if you take this way, we see if he's up there or no. Now we know we need to climb up here anyway. I suppose. Adventure 95 says the hype with Attack on Titan really killed my interest for the series. The hype? I've had examples when hype has tricked me, right? People hype something up like crazy and then I play it and I get disappointed. Is that the kind of thing do you mean? Or do you mean just because a lot of people liked it, you did not watch it? Or what do you mean? Totally. What's up, Selmers? You know what's good? Off the top of my head? Not bleeding on your seat in junior high. Ooh, that's gotta suck. Can't relate. Not falling in a trash can and puking on yourself. Not seriously injuring someone during your first kiss at a senior prom. Oh man. All of them, what is good? All of them starts with not. That's interesting, right? The only thing that's good is stuff not happening. Colgate Innotab says you'd like Higurashi no Naku Koruni. I tried to make through it, but I had to drop it because I couldn't handle it anymore. So what is it called, Getting on Tap? I mean, is it just gruesome? Like just gruesomeness for gruesomeness' sake doesn't interest me. Like, what are they called? Like, not slasher films. Just violence for the sake of violence, like ripping people's intestines out just because. Like the Saw movies, for example, they don't interest me. Alright, so I'm guessing this is probably the worst of these, right? I mean, this probably sucks. I really hate puking, but I mean, I don't know. Like, if we're thinking back, like, history, what is worst? What stings the most? What is the most horrifying memory? It's probably this, right? It sticks in your mind like a traumatic experience more than the other two. So let's pick this one. Injuring someone during your first kiss at a senior prom? That's gotta suck. Colgate Innotab says, I don't know, I heard it all makes sense in the end, but I never made it to the end. Oh. That was one of those. It's a difficult sell, right? When the journey is just part of... Hello, Skywalker. How are you doing today? Yeah, when the journey is not the goal, but that the what's it called? The payout, where you only get your reward at the end. That's a difficult sell. I was gonna say those fruit snack thingies. We used to eat in grade school. Oh right, yeah, those are really good. Did that other thing happen to you? Nope. Wanna hear a new poem? Of course we wanna hear a new poem. Don't attack the screen, Skywalker. It's fine. Sure. Yeah, he really likes this game. Attacking the squirrels. Right. Sometimes I like fruit snacks. Out by the train tracks. Decent. A juice box and headphones. I enter the juice zone. Jeez, those are like all I want now. You made them sound so real. I can taste the atomic dino snacks and the blue car squeezer. Thanks. Adventure 95 says, Attack on Titan was hyped on every corner of the internet I frequented at the time. And even one of my ex-friends hyped it at me, how it's so great and all, but I guess I already didn't see the appeal, other than just maybe killing the Titans. But the story ended up being about how weak humanity is and how unstoppable the Titans are. And how some humans can just turn into Titans. Also, the usual Japanese World War II Germany didn't appeal to me either. Yeah, I can see that, right? But then it wasn't the hype that killed it, right? But I would probably agree that it was a little bit overhyped. Like, there has been a lot of JoJo's Adventure hype. I've seen a lot of that hype on the internet. I've been trying to watch it, but it's not... It was like, for me. But that, I mean, that's not relevant to the hype. It's just my tastes differ from whatever was in the public consciousness at the time. Oh, that's rare. You usually don't go up there. Colgate Innotab says, there is mystery and I was intrigued by it. There were kids brutally murdering each other. Oh man, that makes me think of... That is a movie that's purely about violence, right? Battle Royale. Great movie. Just disturbing. Kids brutally murdering each other. It is disturbing, but it's also a great movie. But my interest in mystery kept me watching, but I ended up questioning my mental state And I was in too much distress to continue around episode 19-ish. I can relate to that. I feel like that when I watch too much It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If I watch too much of that in a row, I feel like that. I start questioning my own mental state. Oh, actually, no, but that was fine. I was binging Black Mirror. But I felt just fine. Nope, not allowed on there. Lasma says the cat jumped up on the chair. It is real and not a puppet. Oh. Oh. There's a cat right there. Well, you see his backside at least. You wanna hang out there for a little while? He's gonna leave any second. Yeah, I mean, the Attack on Titan... Like season 2 of Attack on Titan, it didn't really make me super happy. I mean, it was fine, I guess. But I have had people say that season 3 really ties it all together, but we'll see. Oh, nice. She reminds us, that's very friendly. Blasphemous says, we can no longer question the existence of the cat unless it is computer generated. I mean, it can be computer generated. It could all be... You can have hallucinations and stuff like that. Just because you see something on the screen doesn't make it real, does it? Like, my cat here is thinking that the squirrels on this screen is real. He really wants to kill them and eat them. Yeah. Oh, hello, Rooster Cock. Nice to see you again. How are you doing today? I mean, you could question the nature of reality itself, but that usually doesn't lead anywhere helpful. Like, what is real? I do enjoy metaphysics, but just going the Descartes route and saying that, oh, we don't know that anything is real. And well, the skepticism route, I suppose. Saying that, well, no, that's not it either. That's just saying we don't know. That's about epistemology, not metaphysics. But there are those that say that nothing is real, that everything is just... I don't know. I mean, they do have a point, I suppose. But again, I'm a pragmatist. I am a pragmatist. Alright, I think Mr. Chasokov's up there again. Oh, really? He's gonna fall right on this stoop one day. I can see the water tower from my back window. Seen a fire up by there the other night. Oh, no, stop doing that. Wonder who was up there. By the water tower? We haven't gone there yet, I don't think. Roostercock says, not bad, and you? I'm fine, I guess. I'm tired. And my lungs tickle. That makes sense. I had a cold like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And I have like an issue with my lungs. There's like a scar. So if I get frustrating enough cold, I just cough for weeks on end until I get rid of it. That's a little bit of irritation, like daily irritation. And the tiredness don't make it any better. Adventure 95 says, I'm gonna head out. Gotta go visit family. Thanks for a chat. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Good times as usual. Hope you have a good time with the family. Yes, indeed. And see you next time. Colgate Innotab says that Higurashi no Nako Korini is based on a visual novel. In case you need more stuff in your reading portion of the stream. I mean, I need more stuff, but I don't feel like buying stuff. And I've been feeling more and more hype towards Crime and Punishment. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna give that a try after this game, because I don't know what comes after this game otherwise. So I think I'm gonna... No, stop that, Skywalker. Oh man, he really wants those squirrels. He wants them bad. Oh man. Oh, Colgate Innotab says it's free on Steam. Oh man. So we gotta put it on the list then. Do I have to do that now, or can you remind me in the future? Roostercock says Crime and Punishment is my favorite book. Ooh, nice, nice. Yeah, so that's the plan, right? I'm feeling hyped. I've never read it. So no spoilers, please. I'm guessing there's some crime and some punishment. But yeah, I'm a little bit hyped to try it out, reading it, see how it works. If I can get myself through a full book. I mean, I'm assuming there will be lots of discussions about crime and punishment. I mean, I did work at a prison for a year, so I have some thoughts. Save it as a bookmark or something, says Colgate Innotab. When they cry, alright. What we do is, well, I only have one hand at the moment. I'll get to it soon when the cat leaves, because he's in the way and I don't need the keyboard at the moment for the game. When he leaves, I'll fix it. You're gonna make my dog anxious. Oh. He's gone from threats. Well, he's gone from passive aggressiveness and threats to guilt tripping. And May still don't fucking care. We still go up on his porch over and over and over again. And she poops a lot when she's anxious. And we just... Alright, actually. I wonder if that's gonna matter if we just go here and talk to him and just stop going up on the porch and take the other direction. Like, there is other ways up here. Colgate Innotab. Yeah, he said save it as a bookmark or something. Yeah, I'll download it. Right, if it's free. Like after Crime and Punishment, perhaps. Well, if you're up for it, Colgate Innotab, I wouldn't want to... like, if people can't stomach it, then maybe not. I don't know. But actually, I'm pretty sure I can make that assumption that people stomaching stuff, it's probably my stomach. You know, we've had that before. People wanted to stop talking about a certain topic. And that's fine. Oh, they talk about, what are they called again? Trigger warnings? That's what you do. 1, 2, 3. Maybe just put like text up there somewhere on that side. Well, that side of the screen, like on the top or above my head or something like that. If it gets rough, right? You can just put trigger warnings. Wait. Isn't this when you join the stream, doesn't it say that it's made for mature audiences? I'm pretty sure I put something in that it's for mature audiences. Oh, that didn't work. Lasmus says, disclaimer. Yeah, disclaimer. Sure. Disclaimer. What does that word even mean? That's just a warning, right? That's what a disclaimer is? I thought disclaimer was like, oh, this is not legal advice. Or this is not monetary advice. I don't take any... Oh, disclaimer is I don't take any responsibility for your emotions when you are here or what you do after you've been here listening to me. Is that a disclaimer? It's kind of like a warning. Colgatino Tab says, yeah, it says that it says that this is kinky stream and feeble-minded. Should stay away, Kappa. Yeah, nice. We don't do a lot of kinky stuff. I don't feel comfortable with that, personally. Right? A lot of bits in Everlasting Summer made me uncomfortable. The kinky stuff, yeah, made me uncomfortable indeed. May Borowski. Yep. Up here on my roof. Yep. Come to hunt some dusk stars. Yep. Oh, wait, can't we say yep again? Definitely. Come, have a look. Wow, my eyes. Blood and ashes, May. Do you never learn from your mistakes? Don't you remember that? If you have that reaction, I would assume you would remember that is what happens. Filter. Right? Colgatinotab says, yeah, I think I can handle it. I've seen most of it anyways, and it has been quite a while from when I got traumatized by it. I have restored my sanity since then. I mean, maybe it was a binging issue, right? Too much? And I mean, people would not accuse me of being fast, moving through it too fast. I'm moving through these things fairly slowly, I would assume. But who knows? Maybe I'll just come to the conclusion. Just say nope. Just say nope. Ugh. All right, we're looking for dusk stars. Oh, that was just us hitting the end. Is that it? No? Yeah, that's it. Blasphemous says, have you tried Wiki Curses? Alright, I've never heard about it. From the name, I'm assuming it is Wikipedia, but it's a Curses user interface. Is that what it is? If that is what it is, then I want it. I need it badly. It is what it is. I have not tried it. I want it. Oh, actually, that makes me remember that we can... Nope. That's not what I wanted to do. We can go over here. And we can open Steam. Just put that thing. Store. What was it called again? It was called as much as Igu. Here we go. Wait. This is not it. Higurashi. Oh, it's just chapter 1 is free. So the thing is not free, just the first chapter. Oh, But it's not chapters. Are they standalone? This is probably the full thing, right? Ah, and here we go. Do you mind if we use optional cookies to provide you personalized content and to analyze site traffic, including Google Analytics? We don't use a lot of cookies. You can see and manage them at any time at our cookie settings page. If you click Accept All, you consent to the use of cookies on Steam websites. Learn more about cookies in our private policy. This was very helpful, so no thanks. I'm good. Thank you very much. People do seem to like it. What's the playtime? 20 hours? 50 hours? 16 hours? 10 hours? So I'm guessing... Well, here we go. 3 hours. Is this the whole thing? No, it's just for chapter 1. But I'm assuming it's compounded. Like, this is someone who's played all the chapters. When the Crown is a sound novel. The music, background, and characters work together to create a world that is the stage of a novel for the user to read. They laugh and cry and get angry. The user takes the point of view of the protagonist to experience the story. Nearly everything about this game's story works. It leans... Alright, let's just add it to the wish list and leave it at that. And then we... it is in community? Not the AU... do you mean AUR when you say community? Because there is 2 repos, right? The community repo is part of... Let's try it out. Wiki curses. There we go. It's a Python script. And curses. Alright. How do we search? S? F? I'll look into this. Actually, it feels like links works probably just as well. I mean, I have been using links, but... Oh, right, that's... We can look into that later on. Looks interesting. We'll see, we'll see. Oh, of course. Of course. Who was the voluntary victim? Doesn't it say the name? Alright, let's just say... Nice. Now this is better than... Well... Lynx has strength over this. Right, this is not... Hypertext. No, what's it called? Is hypertext the word I'm looking for? It's not dynamic text, right? I can't look at this and this. I can do that in links. It's not super useful. I have to go back and forth, but that's fine. So in that regard, Lynx kinda wins. I think. It's faster, I suppose, than Lynx. But I could just make a Lynx alias. Yeah, I can make a Lynx alias to work exactly like wiki curses, I suppose. Colgate on tab says there was a reference to Higurashi in Everlasting Summer. On day 1, Semyon mishears Lena's name as Reina. Reina is a character in Higurashi. Well, I mean, that sounds like maybe a stretch. Right, it could be a stretch. Could just be someone misheard. Like Reina seems like it could be a name that could be in many different places. Right? I don't know. I'm fresh into that world of visual novels. Found one. Let's have a look. Sterling the Seer. How come I've never heard of these guys? Because I'm making them all up? No. By the time they got to these rare stars, the well-known myths and legends were taken. Ah, nice. Oh. This one, Sterling, is a tale of the world changing and leaving one behind. These are all gonna be bummers, huh? Or was he not psychic? I love that response. Didn't you just claim to be able to see into the future? It's rude and... well, actually, it's kinda sets up for... well, that's not how it works. This question, like when you go to a psychic and they ask you, like, that kind of attitude, like, hello, what's your name? Don't you know already? You know, that kind of answer to the psychics. I'm all for being rude towards psychics, people claiming to be psychic. I'm all for that, being rude to them. But it kind of sets up to this where they can just say, oh, well, it doesn't work like that. And then they are in control of the definition of what a psychic is. So maybe that question is not that bad, even if it is rude. I'm usually not for being rude to people, but people claiming to be psychic, that is one type of person that I'm fine with being rude towards. Colgate in on tab says, gotta be thankful that it is not Reina, at least, in quotes, from Everlasting Summer. And then there was that picture and Lena was a bit crazy. She was crazy indeed. It could just be a coincidence, but it is quite likely foreshadowing. Oh, right. The reference to Reina and use that reference as foreshadowing, of course, yeah. So maybe not use this. Maybe not say, was he not psychic? Because you're giving the psychic an opportunity to spout their bullshit. Ugh. That is some screwed up stuff. Screwed up indeed. Blasphemous says, there was this psychic guy on TV in the early 2000s that claimed he could help people talk to their dead loved ones. Yeah, they do that. Says that's a special kind of asshole, right? Isn't it, Blasphemous? Special kind of asshole it takes. Oh, I really like that British dude. He pretty much took over that whole space on TV. What's he called again? Fuck. I can really recommend it if you're a little bit into magic, like illusionism. So he has this focus on, he does that thing, right? Not a lot of, there's a little bit of sleight of hands, but he's mostly doing it like a mind reader. We were talking about reading minds earlier. He's just really good at that, and he's good at hypnotizing people. That's what he's good at, pretty much. So he does all these weird kind of stuff. Roostercock says, was it the guy South Park made fun of? I don't know, I don't watch South Park anymore, so... Fuck, what's he called? I know, I'm pretty sure I have him following on YouTube, I think. My YouTube is kind of fucked now, though. Since I haven't been using... Oh, damn it. I haven't been using YouTube for a while, so every time I go into YouTube, this is just crazy. If I just search for magic. No, this is not it. British. Is psych? How do you spell psych? Like that? Nope. I just remembered it. Darren Brown. Darren Brown, he has some amazing stuff. Like he's done like faith healing and stuff like that. But he's like, when he does it, he says to the audience, you know me, I'm a skeptic. I don't believe in any of this religious bullshit. But let's do some faith healing. And then he does some faith healing and it works. Just like it works for the actual faith healers. And he does a lot of like priming stuff, like psychology. Like a lot of it is really fun. Like this one is fun. Can you kill a kitten? Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that's some fun times. And he's like that. He really dislikes people who claims to be psychic. So he does all the things and explains them while he does them. What I would recommend is his live shows. Like, what are they called? Like Svengali, I think he has one. I don't remember which one, but like he has live shows. Magician shows. Some of them are like really cool. This one is fine, I guess. I don't remember which one. Some of them are better than the others. I've watched quite a few of the full shows, and I did like them. Yeah, the live shows, indeed. Blasphemous says, yes, John Edward. John Edward was the South Park made fun of him. Colgate Innotab says The Mentalist. Yeah, The Mentalist. That show was inspired by Darren Brown, I believe. I've only heard it on the internet, so I've not looked into it. I wasn't super impressed by the show The Mentalist, if that was what you were talking about. But yeah, he says that he's a mentalist. Darren Brown is cool. He's cool. But I'm assuming John Edward is like... words? Well, that's probably not him. No. Alright, but yeah. Those people claiming... I mean, that is so screwed up, right? Can you imagine, like, some person's child has died, and in comes the psychic. Oh, I can help you talk to your child. And that's just fine? That's just allowed? Con men. Con men is another word for them. More proper term rather than psychic. Yeah. Colgate in on tap. No, I meant the term mentalist. Didn't know it was a show. There is a show called The Mentalist. It's one of those procedural what is it called? Like CSI, Sherlock. All the million different shows that are pretty much just Sherlock Holmes. It's one of those. So it's not really CSI. CSI is more of a group, but it's more like a duo thing. There's a bunch of them, all with their own twist. Them solving crimes. Yeah. That's The Mentalist. He's solving crimes by the power of reading people's minds. Yeah. Blasphemous says, I had an acquaintance that was obsessed with his show because her mother had recently passed. Exactly, right? Preying on grief. Con man preying on grief. It's... yeah. That's one of the reasons I don't like religions. Like, I don't mind people being spiritual or whatever, or having spiritual experiences. That is all fine, and the organizations do a lot of good things, but I think my personal emotions against religious organization was at a funeral. That priest was talking some bullshit, man. He pretended he knew my grandma. That did not fly with me, man. Holy, I was so angry, still am. I mean, this was years and years and years ago. Still, that shit hurts. Fucking liar. Well, he wasn't a liar, but I was being lied to, and it was... yeah. No, man, he kind of was a liar. Blasphemous. Like when funeral homes get families to pay a bunch of extra money for things that are not necessary by taking advantage of their emotions. Yeah. Right? Right? They are desecrating, like, that is one word for what they're doing. They're desecrating the corpses before the funeral. It's like, why are we doing that? Yeah. I like that argument that that part of grieving should be like, if stuff happened the way it normally does, when your parents die, you take care of the body, you make it presentable for the funeral. You don't send it away for some stranger to rip it up and like put in weird chemicals. I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. I can understand why people would want to, like, if there's a suspicion of crime, that you need to make an autopsy, or well, just an autopsy for the sake of science as well. I can get behind that. But that's not what the funeral homes do. That's not their job. Oh man. Colgate on tap says, speaking of homes, don't watch Vampire Homes. Its only redeeming quality is that whole series lasts only 36-ish minutes. Oh man, that's rough. I kind of like the Elementary show. I saw that one. It grew on me. Yeah, it grew on me. It was just a typical crime-solving duo, Holmes and Watson, in a modern setting. But it grew on me. It was simple pleasures, yeah. Alright, these are all gonna be bummers, eh? That is not for me to say. Wait. But you are telling all the stories, aren't you, Mr. whatever your name is? Teacher. Is it a bad thing for the world to move on? Oh, right. Now I get it. It's her interpretation that it's a bummer. Is it a bad thing for the world to move on? It can go either way. Depends on in what situation, I suppose. I suppose one would argue to try to have a positive perspective on the world moving on, because from our knowledge we can safely assume that time only moves in one direction, and one day we are gonna die and the world is gonna move on. One could argue that getting to grips with that and having a positive perspective that life just moves on, the world moves on. Yeah, that would probably be a good argument, I suppose. Colgate says, you'd think it had something to do with vampires or solving crimes, but it doesn't. Wait, what? How does that work? How do you name something Vampire Holmes and not making about vampires or solving crimes? Colgate continues, there is like one crime solved, and even that happens off screen. Oh man, that sucks. That sounds boring. Well, I mean, says May, I think this guy probably doesn't think so. Either way, one day his king met a new sage, an astronomer. And she showed the king how the planets and stars orbit in regular patterns and why. And the king kicked Sterling out of his quarters. For the seer had long told the king a different story about the stars. Good question. Did Sterling believe his own story? That sounds fair. Yeah, I mean, they only kicked him out, right? The king only kicked him out? That sounds fair. If Sterling believed his own story or not, it is irrelevant, but it sounds fair. Is there no responsibility to care for those whose labors, even one's universe, are suddenly replaced with a new one? Wait, fuck. Is there no... Fuck, what did he say, responsibility? Is there a way to look at the script? I wanna read this whole thing. Nope, that's not it. Like, should we make that consideration? I would actually say no. I would say that it's good that the world moves on. I would say those two questions are separate. If the seer's job, the psychic's job, is no longer necessary because we have a better explanation for why stuff happens, then that job is no longer necessary. So I don't see any responsibility to allow any person to continue doing that job. Right? However, I would say that any organized society do well, my views, I see it as society should have a there we go. I think society should have a responsibility to take care of all the people, include all the people. Right? You're not allowed to scam grieving people. But society should still somehow help out in making sure you stay alive and that you are fed and have shelter and food. Your activities, though, you're not guaranteed any activity. I would probably say something like that. Colgate InnoTab says, or maybe the Vampire Homes is actually a really good show, but I was just too dumb to get any of their jokes. Well, then your experience was that it's not a good show. Well, that's a great example of a personal value judgment there, right there, Colgate InnoTab. The show itself is neither good nor bad, it's just a show. The good or bad is your value judgment. So you weren't too dumb or anything. Maybe the jokes went over your head. Right? The jokes were not for you, there was a mismatch. Takes two, takes both parties. And there was a mismatch. Blasphemous says, maybe not if there's only one episode. Yeah, like the pragmatic in me would tend to agree with Blasphemous. If there's only one episode, a lot of people made the same value judgment as you, Colgate InnoTab, I suppose. Are they obsolete? Yes, they are. That's how life is. That is how life is. So, you believe that some should go hungry. Did I say that? I'm pretty sure that's exactly the opposite of what I said. Right? That's some ugly-ass rhetorics. That is some ugly-ass... Two different questions, right? This teacher claims that we just said that some should go hungry. That's a straw man if I have ever heard one. Yeah, that is a straw man. And without homes. I said food and shelter, at the least. Because they are no longer useful. Yeah, right. There's two different things. That job is no longer useful. That person can find another way to become useful. And also, useful is a value judgment. There is no objective usefulness. I think we can find, like, me personally, I can see uses for most people. It's a sliding scale. Find some people to be more useful than others. But I would not say that as a binary thing. Usefulness, yeah, I would put that at a scale. Like, how much one contributes to society? There's different type. There's also different ways to evaluate that, I would say. I don't like this teacher. Maybe he'll catch it up, but what he said now pissed me off a little bit. Colgate InnoTab says that it was 12 episodes and there are 3-minute episodes. 3-minute episodes? That actually sounds weird. Is that some kind of trying to make a TV show for ADHD people? I don't know. Colgate Inotap continues. I wouldn't say that show can be objectively bad, but Vampire Holmes is objectively bad. Nice. Nice. I like that. Oh man. To those in power. Alright, they are no longer useful to those in power. I completely disagree with his worldview. Well, geez, Mr. Chasukov, when you put it that way, and you just fold? You just fold. Of course you do, May. May is not the brightest light bulb in the bunch. I don't remember. Something like that. The stars, they make one think. You're supposed to be a teacher, dude. Oh, nice. Last one says, if you make a show short enough, it might take a while for people to catch on to it being bad, and you can trick them into watching the entire series. Yeah. I mean, there are stuff like that. We talked about that earlier, right? There are stories where the payoff is just in the end. Where you get the payoff in the end. So sometimes you can get, well. And also, they can trick people into watching them. I mean, I'm assuming that the creators of the show thought they liked what they did, right? Otherwise, why did they do it if they did not like it? They were probably happy with the result. Maybe not super happy. Maybe it didn't work out just as they had planned, but you get my point. You're not trying to trick people. You don't make some... Or do you? Actually, I can see economic incentive to do something that you think is trash, but you know it sells. Therefore you make it. That's like the definition of sellout, when you call musicians and whatnot sellouts, right? It's like when you don't do the music for the music, when you do the music for the entertainment and the monetary value that you gain from it. Oh, of course, Colgate Inotap says it's the fluffiest Moomin in the valley. Nice. Not the fluffiest Moom. Well, fluffiest, I was insulting her cognitive abilities. I don't know if fluffiest works out as being an insult towards cognitive abilities. I actually watched the 3 first episodes of Moomin, the 90s show, and it was fine. I thought it was for younger kids. It didn't pull me in. It didn't pull me in at all, no. Colgate Inotap says it works in Finland. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, no, it's rough, Skywalker. Boom, found one. Let's see. Ah, yes, Simone the Fighter. She got a gun. Simone lived in a good land. Oh, a good land, eh? But under every good land there are roots of oppression. And this land, those roots took hold and choked out all else. That was poetic, Mr. Chasukov, or cheese. Cheese. Let's go with cheese. It happens faster than one can imagine. Anyway, when the borders closed and the curfew began, Simone and her comrades, of course they're comrades, right? Of course they're comrades. I've seen, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen any communist propaganda in this story. No, sirree. No communist propaganda. Simone and her comrades began to plot. They infiltrated, they sabotaged, they freed prisoners. Very nice. Simone was one of the first to be identified, but she evaded capture even as the wanted posters went up. Colgate InnoTab says commercial games are often like that, whereas free games are often games that developers have made for themselves to play and to be shared with others. I don't know about that. Blasphemous says maybe Cider can make a game about semantics to share with the world. Actually, I'm guessing like most of us gamers who likes to think about stuff like that. The idea of a game that I would make, it would be similar to, like, I love Factorio, right? And building stuff, so it has to be something like that, like a city builder. So think, my idea is something like Dwarf Fortress, but instead of just having a few dwarfs, like Dwarf Fortress, you get up to 20 dwarfs. I'm thinking of a city builder where it's just where you simulate you program all the individuals to be motivated. Like you put in the big 5 personality traits and you give them the hierarchy of needs, right? And they make decisions based on that. And you only build the buildings, and somehow making that as like a SimCity world building stuff where they trying to make them make a society by just those simple interactions. That's my idea of making a game. Like Dwarf Fortress or that one, RimWorld, something like that, but making it more simplified, more basic, more number approach, more like a statistical approach to the behavior of the people, rather than building just a small community of a few people. Instead, building a fucking city and looking how the social aspects would work out. And of course, since it's open source, we can argue semantics on how the AI should work, because the plan then would be like having it open sourced and like trying to have references to all the behaviors that they are programmed to do, right? Like referencing Maslow's behavioral steps and whatnot. And every person that is born has a % chance to be gay or autistic, or like stuff that is relevant to spice it up a bit, right? Yeah, something like that. Colgate InnoTab asks, have you played Dwarf Fortress? I have not. It is one of the games that I've neglected to play. Indeed, I've played quite a bit of RimWorld. Ooh, just thinking about it makes me want to play RimWorld again. I got into it fairly recently. Like I tried it a couple of times, but I really didn't get into it. It didn't work for me. But I had this idea that this is supposed to work for me. Why isn't it working? But then like a year ago or something, I got into it and I got it to work for me. I enjoyed it. Colgate InnoTab asks, is Dwarf Fortress on your list? I mean, there is no... The list is more of an abstract idea rather than anything real. It's not on any actual list. But I have an idea that I am gonna play Dwarf Fortress someday. I don't know when, but yeah. Blasphemous says, planned release date, time is subjective. Yeah, maybe that. Maybe I'll play it when it's released on Steam. with the graphics and the stuff. Because one thing that keeps me away from Dwarf Fortress is the ASCII art. Maybe. But yeah, take that, but just scale it up. Scale it up. Make it... Because then you could talk about politics, right? In those Dwarf Fortress and RimWorlds, politics don't really become relevant. And I do enjoy politics. I would want a game... The idea is that if you make a game like that, a person just placing down buildings could influence the population to become fascist or become more, let's say, more authoritarian or less authoritarian, for example. And you could manipulate the population just by doing the buildings thing. Similar to Factorio, then you would move through the technologies, right? It's a fast-moving game, so maybe you play it over 100 years from maybe the beginning of the 20th century, something like that. Time-wise, technology-wise, I don't know. But I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Like I don't have the mental fortitude to do all that programming to have even like something. It's just a fun idea. Like another idea of a fun game I had. Was just an open source MMO. I have played a lot of MMOs and I do enjoy them, and I like the going to one place and do one thing and then going to another place and doing another thing. So just making a pretty good combat system. Like I like third person combat, swords combat. That's my favorite type of action. Maybe something similar to more actiony than Dark Souls. In my mind it is something similar to Kingdom Hearts. But you make that and you make a progression system, like a solid progression that has possibility of width. We can make many possible builds, and having that to be open source so people can do whatever they want within that MMO, and you can gain stuff. Like some people can play MOBAs, other people can make their own storyline. It's a little bit like, I think, Dreams, if you've heard about Dreams, that game. But an MMO. So it's one world that you create collaboratively. Something like that could be fun, I think. But she evaded capture. Let's keep telling the story about the comrade. Comrade? But she evaded capture even as the wanted posters went up. As the whispers of her grew throughout the land, more and more of her neighbors prayed in the night that Simone would be their salvation. Was she? That's a lot of pressure for one person. Right, yeah? Of course she wasn't. The image of a person can... like the idea can spread like wildfire, I suppose. So what do we care about? Do we care about the idea or the person? Since we're looking up at the stars, it's an idea, right? So, was she? We don't know where Simone is buried. Wait. Isn't this myth? Suddenly we're talking about a real person. Damn it! I decided to not care about the real person, but to care about the myth. And he answers with the real person. Damn it. We do not know where Simone is buried. Ah, god damn it. I knew this wasn't going to be happy. We do know that when things boiled over, she led a charge against the palace gates. And behind those gates were cannons. Oh no. Many years later, when the mass graves were exhumed, her bones were mixed with so many others. It was said that she now lives on in the bones of all in her country. Jeez, that got dark and sad and spooky. That is history. That's both of them for today. Neato. Wow, that was pretty great. Nope, it was not. He's a bad role model. You're behaving like a teenager. He's been behaving like a terrible teacher. Terrible teacher. And you're just falling for it, May. Grow up. Come by again. Couple days. We shall hunt the stars. Sterling and Simone. Are you an astrologer or something? The word is astronomer, and I am but an amateur. You know a lot for someone who isn't paid to know about it. That is one of the saddest sentences I've ever heard. That is quite a sad sentence, isn't it? Sorry? Come back in a couple of days. We'll cram some more stars into that head of yours. Will do. We're done? Yeah. Fuck you, dude. Don't like you. I don't like you. You're supposed to be... Right? He was a teacher, right? I'm not misremembering that. Alright. But it is time for lunch. Oh man, I like that. Alright, so thanks for hanging out today. Good times as useful. As usual. There we go. And see you next time. Cheers.